deterioration and repair of your concrete. Okay. So we have already started unit number 6, deterioration and repairs of your concrete. We have deal with the causes of seen the mean by shrinkage. Shrinkage is generally due to when extra water is come on the surface of your concrete, when concrete will become hard. After that, when that water is evaporated by the environmental condition, then it will leads to generate your plastic shrinkage of your concrete. Generally, the cracks can occur in a horizontal direction 0.3 mm to 1 mm apart, and in a vertical direction 0.1 mm to 3 mm. Remember that value. This value is going to ask in your WRD question. This is very important. And if someone want this slides, and you can message me, I will send you this slide. This is very important slide. It will completely contain your unit number 6. Okay, these are, we have already seen the preventive measure, and we will upon the drying shrinkage. We were upon the drying shrinkage. So we have seen that it is long-term change in the volume of a concrete caused by loss of moisture. When loss of moisture is happen in your concrete, after it get hard, and after a few years, after few months or after few years, you can see there will be a drying shrinkage. This is nothing but a long-term shrinkage, while the plastic shrinkage is a short-term shrinkage, and drying shrinkage is a calculated on the basis of your long term. Okay, as the time passes, as the concrete will gain strength, it also leads to the volumetric change in your concrete, which leads to the drying shrinkage. So generally the concrete structure is subjected to some degree of strain by the foundation. If you can see, the heavy load is going to rest on your foundation. Okay, so foundation is not allowed to go for the volumetric strain because of the strain property of your concrete by the another part of structure, or by the different shrinkage between the concrete of the surface. Means concrete will not allowed to get expand or get contract during this condition. Then it will generate a tensile stresses in your concrete, and directly this tensile stresses will give you the big cracking. Okay, so this should not be happen in case of your concrete structure. It is always remember, it is a long term change. It is a long term shrinkage, is nothing but a drying shrinkage. It is caused due to the extra moisture is present, but it is a volumetric change which gives the volumetric change to your concrete, then it will become a drying shrinkage. While as the plastic shrinkage is a short term, it is a short term. It will definitely you will see the plastic shrinkage at the early stage development of your concrete. So what are the symptoms? We will see in today's lecture what are the symptoms of your drying shrinkage. Drying shrinkage is caused by the physical loss, which is nothing but evaporation, and the chemical loss, that is nothing but a hydration. You know that what is meant by hydration? The chemical reaction which start in a cement when you add a water, that is nothing but a hydration of water during the hardening process. Okay, so generally what is the main cause of drying shrinkage? The evaporation of chemical loss of a water during the hardening process. So remember the definition. These cracks appear at 7 to 10 days after concreting, and 80% drying shrinkage takes place about a year. So I told you it will take a 80% of shrinkage can be seen in your concrete after 1 year. In a year, you can say that if you want to calculate the drying shrinkage of your new construction building, then you cannot able to define your drying shrinkage, because it will definitely give 80% of drying shrinkage can be happen after 1 year because of sustaining load, or because of different environmental condition. The moisture in the concrete is leads to the volumetric changes, and this volumetric change is only you will get to see after 1 year, or you can calculate after 2 year also, but minimum 1 year period is required to calculate the drying shrinkage. Okay, so drying shrinkage influenced by the number of factors such as cement content, water content, aggregates, and curing temperature. So remember this slide, this is very important. Drying shrinkage is only influenced by the cement content, water content, aggregate, and curing temperature. Okay, so these cracks generally confined to non-structural member. Non-structural member means which member? Which is generally your PCC. You can say that this is a non-structural member. Today, total drying shrinkage is made up of irreversible shrinkage and reversible shrinkage. What is irreversible and reversible? If you are if you are having a summer season, in summer season we know that the concrete will expand. That is a will contraction position. So that is the alternate position of your shrinkage. That is nothing but expansion and contraction is generally leads to the irreversible and reversible shrinkage. Okay, so this is nothing but about your drying shrinkage. So what are the preventive measures to be taken to avoid that drying shrinkage? The use of minimum water content, use of highest possible aggregate content, providing adequate and early curing, and also the eliminate the external restraint as much as possible. External restraints mean was eliminate the external restraint. Is nothing but external factor which are giving the stresses to your concrete. That is nothing but external restraints, means external load, you can say that. So eliminate the external load as much as possible. As suppose you are constructing your slab or your beam or column, so you should not give your any type of load on that structure, because you should restrain that external loading condition at least for a few days. That is nothing but our curing period, until the curing period, so that the drying shrinkage can be reduced. By doing so, the drying shrinkage definitely will get reduced. Use of minimum water content. As if you know the water if it is more in your concrete, then concrete will leads to the plastic shrinkage at an early stage. But if you that water remain inside the concrete, then it will leads to the drying shrinkage. So it should be more economical, that it should be more durable concrete should prepare if you use the minimum water content. And we know that if we use the minimum water content, the workability of concrete will become less. So it is, you should definitely use the admixture replacing the water content, which are, you can say that reducing the water content. You can also say that reducing the water content. Use of highest possible aggregate content. What is mean by use of highest possible aggregate content? See, you are also going to reduce this aggregate content. How to reduce the aggregate content? By using some uh, alternate size of your aggregate. What is meant by alternate size? If we are using 20 nominal size of aggregate, so you can also use your fine aggregate in case of that. If suppose you are using PCC, in PCC there is only a PCC is nothing but plain cement concrete. It is provided below the footing. Okay, so generally this type of shrinkage is only found in case of that element, because that is a non-structural element, you can say that. Okay, because PCC is not subjected to any kind of structural member, which is nothing but RCC, means उसमें स्टील का कोई भी पार्ट इंक्लूड नहीं किया होता है. Okay, this is only plain cement concrete, you can say. So generally drying shrinkage can occur in a plain cement concrete, though it is a though it is happen in non-structural element, but nowadays it has been also find, you can say. Next type of your deterioration is because of the freezing and thawing action. Freezing and thawing action is nothing but the most your climatic attack on a concrete occurs. Okay, when concrete moisture is subjected to cycle of freezing and thawing action. When your concrete is subjected to moisture, and we know that when the concrete is subjected to moisture, when there is a rainy season, then you always remember, if you are constructing your building or anything else and it is completed, then and rainy season is there, then concrete will always contain a moisture which is subjected to freezing and thawing action. So the capillary pores in the cement paste are of such size that the water they will freeze. The water inside them is a freeze, because if you are having the winter season, the water inside the concrete will become freeze. when the ambient air is having a temperature 0 degrees Celsius. So generally this case is not applicable in our Maharashtra region. This case is generated in your you can say the in Uttar Pradesh, because in the Uttar Pradesh there is a tremendous winter will be there, and also in Jammu Kashmir there is also a freezing option where the temperature is above below the 0 degree Celsius, or you can say up to 0 degree centigrade. Okay, so and generally also the in foreign countries freezing and thawing action is a very important. And you, if you have seen, the foreigner is having their foam is not of your concrete structure, because concrete is having the freezing and thawing action. This will generally give the nothing but your drying shrinkage, plastic shrinkage, as well as big crack in your structure, in your building. So by you can overcome this difficulty. In a foreign country you can use the wooden home. You can construct your home with a wooden wood. You can cut wood and you can construct the your building. In case of foreign country, yeah? In case of foreign country, which are the foreign country? Those who are having temperature up to 0 degrees Celsius. You can say US, UK, they are having the freezing and thawing, big problem of freezing and thawing. अगर उन्होंने उनके घर कंक्रीट से बनाए तो वो लोग क्या हो जाएंगे? वो लोग मर जाएंगे. Why? Because freezing और thawing action की वजह से अंदर इतनी ठंडी लगती है, बहुत ज्यादा ठंड होती है. So hence they are constructing their home with the help of your wood. Okay. सो अगर आपने देखा है तो अच्छी बात है, नहीं देखा है तो और अच्छी बात है ना. सो द repeated cycle of freezing and thawing have a cumulative effect. So freeze and thaw deterioration generally occur on horizontal surface that are exposed to the water. So generally freezing and thawing option is only taken in a horizontal direction and not at all in a vertical direction. So what are the preventive measures to avoid the freezing and thawing action? Use of low water cement ratio. Adequate air entrainment has been found effective to control the freezing damage. Okay, adequate air entrainment has been found in means what? If you want to reduce your water content, you will need to air entrain admixture. And if you use the air entrain admixture, it means that your concrete will be workable. Also, you can say that your concrete is workable and free moisture is not available in case of your construction of concrete. So directly you can use this preventive measure as a adequate air entrainment thing. Okay, so use of durable aggregates. What is meant by durable aggregate? Generally the natural aggregates are the durable aggregate. Nowadays there are the no natural aggregate is available. You can always use a artificial aggregate in case of preventive measure of your all type of shrinkage. You can say all type of shrinkage or all type of your deterioration of your concrete structure. Okay, designing the structure to the minimize the exposure to the moisture, that is providing a drainage positive drainage after, rather than the flat surface. So you can say that if you are constructing your slab, have you seen the construction of slab? Slab is not at all flat. It is having some slope. You should give some slope. Why? Because if rain is there, if rainy season is there, you can throw up that water through the pipes or drain. You can say that drainage should be provided to avoid this type of your freezing and thawing action, so that excess moisture should not be present on your surface. Generally, freezing and thawing action is mostly in case of your slab. Why? Because of slab, because slab is the only surface of is the only component of your building which is directly exposed to the environment. Okay, so slab is very important. Hence while construction of slab, it is more important to cast your slab in a whole one day. Neither half slab is today, neither half slab is rest of the thing is tomorrow. You should not do that, because more leakage will be there in case of that type of construction of your slab. You should always construct your slab in a one day, one and whole day. Okay, at least for one floor. If you are having constructing G plus 25 floor, then at least you should able to finish the one part of your syllabus. Okay, which is completely up to the discontinue edges. So remember this preventive measure. So next is the designing the structure. We have done with that. Okay, preventive measure. So are you getting this? I hope you are getting this. Take a screenshot of this freezing and thawing action. Also, you can use this freezing and thawing construction type in case of your environment condition is having a up to a 0 degrees Celsius, when temperature is up to the 0 degree Celsius. So accidental loading. What is meant by accidental loading? What are the different causes of that accidental loading, and what are the deterioration due to the accidental loading? We will see this. This may be characteristic as a short duration, one-time events. Okay. This loading can generate stresses higher than the strength of concrete, resulting in localized or general failure. Visual examination will usually show spalling or cracking of concrete. You can say that if you are, have you seen any building which is under construction and still it got the slab or beam of that building has been failed? Yes, it was there in 2013. It was there in Pune. The G plus 11 building was G plus 5 building, I think, there, and fourth floor slab has been collapsed. Why this fourth floor slab has been collapsed? Because it is due to the accidental loading as well as the cracking of your concrete has been there in case of that slab. In case of that, while the construction of your 11th floor has been going on, the slab of 4th floor has been completely collapsed. You can go to internet and you can search that building. It was in Pune, and I'm not remembering the area of that, but I have the PPT of that also. I will show you after this lecture. Okay, so that are nothing but the accidental loadings. Okay, you can see that that is due to the major cause is due to accidental loading. If extra load is there and concrete is not gain the sufficient strength, still you are penetrating that concrete, still you are giving the load on that concrete on that surface, then definitely there will be the failure of that structure will be there. So these are the accidental loading. Okay, so what are the preventive measure? How can you repair that structure? Accidental loading by their nature cannot be prevented. It is not prevented because that are the accident. Okay, अगर आपको पता है accident होने वाला है तो आप होने देंगे क्या? नहीं होने देंगे. इसलिए तो हम इसको prevent नहीं कर सकते, ऐसा बोले वो. But we can minimize the effect of some occurrences by the following proper design. How to minimize this effect? Procedure like earthquake resistant design and proper attention to the detailing can also minimize the accidental loading, and also it will reduce the impact of accident loading. So one of the major cause of your accident is also there is a earthquake is there, if there is a tsunami is there, you can say different types of loading will be there. In that case, you should consider the your earthquake resistance. What are the different earthquake zones are there? If you are constructing in zone 5, this is the severe effect of your earthquake. These are giving the lateral forces on your building. So you should consider your earthquake resistance coefficient while designing that building. So it should, I'm not saying that अगर आपने earthquake resistant building बनाया तो कितना भी भूकंप आया तो मेरी बिल्डिंग नहीं गिरेंगी. ऐसी कोई बिल्डिंग नहीं है जो कितना भी earthquake आया तो गिर सकती. But at least you should get some time to run away from that building. That is nothing but you should consider the procedure while designing your building to make your building as a earthquake resistance. अगर earthquake आ भी गया तो you should get time. आपको भागने के लिए तो टाइम चाहिए ना. अगर सडनली आ गया, सडनली गिर गए तो मर गए, कुछ उपयोग है क्या? नहीं. So you should get some time. You should get some time for running in case of accident and loading. So you should get a earthquake resistance design procedure. Okay, you should get that procedure to design your building in case of earthquake zone. So there are, as per IS 1893, there are how many zones? So there are accordingly 4 zones, which is starting from number 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 1 is not there because they are considered only 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so कितने zone है? 4 zone है. और कितने type है? 5 types है. Are you getting me? Number 1 is not a zone. 2, 3, 4, 5 up to number 5. But zone is are how much? Zone is are 4. Okay. So the construction errors. So if there are some construction errors, then also your concrete will get deteriorate. Deteriorate is nothing but wear. Wear and tear is nothing but deterioration of your concrete. Concrete का खराब होना, क्रैक होना, टूटना, फेलियर होना, that is nothing but deterioration. हमने पहले लेक्चर में देखा था, अगर आपको याद हो तो, अगर नहीं याद हो तो अभी याद कर लो, है ना? So the construction errors, failure to follow specified procedure and good practices or outright careless may lead to number of that may be grouped together as a construction error. Okay, So these errors do not lead directly to failure or deterioration of your concrete, but they enhance the adverse impact of other mechanism. Okay, likewise the adding of water to the concrete, improper alignment of a formwork, improper consolidation, improper curing, improper location of reinforcing steel, premature removal of shores on reshores. Okay, setting of the concrete, vibration of freshly placed concrete, improper finishing of a flat work. Okay, so I hope you are getting all these points. These are very important and these are very easy. Construction error. Suppose you are mixing your concrete और आपने को पता नहीं है, एज ए ट्रेनी इंजीनियर हमको कुछ भी नहीं पता कितना, हमने कंक्रीट टेक्नोलॉजी पे ध्यान ही नहीं दिया, मैडम ने जब पढ़ाया हमको, है ना, कितना कंक्रीट में कितना वॉटर मिक्स करना है, हाँ टाकून द्या किती पण बकेट टाका, 4 टाका 5 टाका चालेल का, नहीं. एडिंग ऑफ वॉटर कंटेन इज अ मेजर you can say major directly affect on your concrete. So you should know what should be the your proportion in case of mixing of water cement ratio in your concrete. You can say the water in your concrete. So you should know that ratio, how much water is to be added. Improper alignment. If your column is not vertical, if your column is not vertical and if it's having some tilting position, so you can say that the alignment of your building is not proper. आपकी बिल्डिंग सीधी होनी चाहिए ना, कि आड़ी टेढ़ी कैसी भी चलेगी, नहीं चलेगी, आपको चलती होंगी तो पता नहीं, but it should give the construction error that will leads to the damage, or you can say the deterioration of your concrete can be happen. Okay, so improper consolidation. What is mean by improper consolidation? Is nothing but improper compaction of your concrete. अब वो improper भी नहीं होना चाहिए, and it should not be the over compaction, because we know that improper compaction will give you the voids, and if voids is there, there will be definitely moisture can be flow through that pores, and if there are over compaction, then you know that segregation and bleeding procedure can definitely will be there. So you should not be, ज्यादा भी नहीं होना चाहिए, कम भी नहीं होना चाहिए. You should be use the optimum consolidation, or you can say the proper compaction of your concrete should be there. Improper curing. So we know that concrete require 28 days of curing. Hence we are taking the 28 days characteristic compressive strength of curing, है ना, after 28 days. Means what, you should cure your concrete up to 28 days, moisture your concrete up to 20th day. If you are using, नहीं अब तो मैं 18 दिन करूंगा, 5 दिन का करूंगा, चलेगा क्या? No, improper. It will be improper. It will give you error directly. It will deteriorate your concrete, because concrete require 28 days hydration to gain their compressive strength. Okay, so improper location of reinforcing steel. What is mean by improper location of reinforcing steel? You should provide a proper cover to it can reach, or your coarse aggregate can reach at each and every corner of your structure. So hence the proper clear cover, or you can say proper effective cover should be there. You should provide it. Okay, the premature removal of shores or reshore, that is nothing but shuttering. If you are constructing your column, we know that suppose 20 days is required to gain the strength. You cannot remove, or you can say the 5 days is required for your completion of your gaining of your compressive strength of column. So you should not remove your formwork prior to desired shapes, or to, you can say, prior to the gaining of compressive strength of that concrete. You can say that. Okay, so improper removal of shores, that is nothing but shuttering or formwork, you can say. Okay, so the setting of the concrete, we know that the setting of concrete is nothing but your, what are the setting time of your concrete? That is nothing but depends upon setting time of your cement, because among the in concrete, among all, only the cement is that which is having the setting time. It is nothing but initial and final. So if you are mixing your concrete and you are going, if you are mixing your concrete today and you are going to place your concrete tomorrow, so this should not be happen in case of your preparing of your structure concrete. Okay, so excessive vibration should not be there, and improper finishing should not be there. Okay, in your construction, these are the construction errors. So what are the different design error you can say? So these are the mainly two types, divided into two types. Generally we can say inadequate structural design, poor design